I've got the valve cover gasket all changed out. So a whole lot cleaner in there. The catch cans are drained, cleaned out. This hose right here was real hard, so I cut it and moved it to the softer part of the hose. But I believe it's ready. I'm not sure if that's gonna keep it from smoking completely or not, but when I took the valve cover off, it looked like the oil was getting past the gasket. As far as the battery draining issue, I'm not sure what's causing that. There's a lot of switches and in here, and as far as I can tell, I don't know what's going to what. It would take quite a bit of time to figure all that out, and I'm not sure if he's wanting to pay me to go through everything like that, because they've got wires everywhere. But that'll be it on this. All right, sprayed a bumper for an Explorer that wrote up an insurance job last week. Sprayed it this morning. Turned out really good. I wet the floor down and stuff in here, washed it out real good before I sprayed it, and it seems to cut down on the trash a whole lot. There's a speck or two here in it, but a lot better than what I have been getting, so turned out really nice. I'll call him and see if he wants to bring it tomorrow so I can put it back together. I don't think I took a video of where I painted the top of the hood for the Reef Blue coupe, but got it done. It's got quite a bit of trash in it. You can't really see it in the camera, but there's a good bit of specks of dirt and got a little bit of dog hair in it. Came off of me, but it should all buff out fine. I wish it wouldn't have got in there, because I probably wouldn't have even buffed it, but customer wanted it buffed anyway, so I'll let it cure for another day or two and then buff it, and then I'll let him know he can pick it up. But Reef Blue is one of my favorite colors. I really like that color. Looks nice. Yeah, I don't know if I showed where I put the filler on everything, but I've blocked most of it out. As you can see, a lot of places are going to look like this, where the filler is just basically filling in the deep scratches that are in it. Up here, it was still pretty wavy and everything. It's still a little low right there. I got to put some more in it. But the other places, it's just real like a skim coat of Bondo is what it is. Just filling in the scratches and light low spots that may have been in the metal after working it. I'll probably swipe this again just because it's got some pinholes and stuff in it. But other than that, it's blocking out really nice. It's a little bit, still a little low right there. This side, I haven't blocked all the way yet. But you can see it looks like a lot of filler, and once you sand it down, there ain't really much there. This is still low in this area here. That fender's pretty much blocked out. I got the door and a quarter to do. The Explorer bumper that I painted the other day, they brought it this morning, and I'm going to take the damaged one off and replace it with the new parts and the new bumper. As you can see, a lot of these newer vehicles with plastic bumpers and stuff. Plastic, for whatever reason, changes the paint color compared to metal, especially on metallic or pearl colors. You can see the difference in the color. I'm not really sure why it does that, but they do it, and you can't really get away from it. Even if, like, this is factory bumper. This is a brand new Explorer 2021, and even if you was to blend this bumper into this fender, most likely it's still going to look like a different color. Couldn't tell you why, but that's what it does. But I'm going to get to work on this. New bumper where I sprayed it is sitting over here, and Rob brought me a Z06 fender. It's got a crack in the paint right through there. I'm gonna sand it down and put some primer on it and get it ready to paint today too. Well, not to paint today, but get some primer on it today, so it'll be ready to paint by the end of the week. All right, let's get to work. Got the old bumper off. You see the damage on it. Everything past the bumper looks all right. This is the first time I've worked on one of these Explorers, and they've actually got quite a bit of damn bolts and clips holding this bumper on. This piece on the end of the bumper, there's a plastic piece that is pop riveted to the bumper and has 2 lineup pins, a clip, and 2 10mm bolts that holds this on to the fender, and 2 8mm bolts on the sides under the flares. With the flares have 4 8mm bolts that hold just the front of the flare on, and then look at all the clips that hold the rest of the flare on. I mean, that looks overkill to me. That's a shitload of clips. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bolts along the bottom 8mm holds the bottom what do you call it, air dam to the skid plate at the bottom. So yeah, it's got shitloads of bolts hold these front bumpers on. But I'm gonna start tearing this, disassembling this bumper and putting it on the new one. All right, the bumper's all put on, put back together. You can see it looks about the same. You can see it looks different than the fender, just like the other bumper. That LED light right above it's making the top of the hood look like a totally different color. Makes it look like really blue, but ready to be picked up. Okay, the owner came and picked up the Explorer, so I need to get this fender done by the end of the week, so I'm going to go ahead and start on it. Here's that crack in the paint. Going to feather it out and put a little bit of primer on it. May put it on the time lapse. I don't know. I'm listening to a Joe Rogan podcast, so I may not. I got the paint feathered out, but if I can get the camera to focus, you can see that these fenders look to be carbon, and the carbon is actually cracked too. It don't look to be all the way through, but there is a crack here on the outside. So what I'm gonna do is take some 80 grit and kind of dig that crack out a little bit, swipe it with a little bit of filler, and put some primer on it, and that should take care of it. It looks like it's just on the outer edge, just cracked just enough, so it should be fine. I tried flexing the fender to see if it opened up, and it doesn't, so I'm going to open it up with some 80 grit. Okay, got the fender over here in the booth. Got the filler put on the scratch, whatever you want to call it, crack. You can see where I dug it out pretty good, and there ain't much filler there, just in the scratches. But ready to put some primer on in here. One thing that I didn't know, this is the first Corvette that I've ever worked on. I don't know if it's just because of the yellow or the solid colors on the vets, but this is actually single stage paint. It's not base clear. The way you can tell when you go to sand this, if it was base clear, the dust would be white, and it being single stage, when I was sanding it, the dust was yellow. So it's the actual color that I was sanding, so it don't have no clear over top of it, which is interesting. I didn't know that they put single stage on this new vehicles, other than like work trucks, white work trucks. I know Ford does that, but yeah, got single stage on it, which I'll be putting base clear on it. But if I knew that before I ordered the paint, I probably would have put single stage back on it. But all right, I'm gonna blend this out so the color stays the same at the door and the hood. So it's better if I do it with base clear anyway. All right. Corvette fender in here. I put some white base coat down before I'm going to put the yellow and do a little bit of blending. Yellow doesn't cover very good at all, so it's good to put white down first instead of gray, because gray actually turned it more of a green color. But I'm about to spray it on here and blend it out. Got the yellow on and got the clear on. It's all blended out. Looks really nice. Turned out good. Let it dry and they'll pick it up tomorrow.